now.
Ndị Igbo ekele m unu. Aha m bụ chukwuemeka Amanze, High Prince Ugochinyere nwa Amadioha Nsirim. Abụ m onye Ụmụnelu, ụmụ Amanze, Nsirim, Ụmụahịa South, Abia State. Dịka High Prince, ọ bụ oke n'ọrụ m ịkọwara unu ọtụtụ omenala ndị ọzọ nke chọọchị megharịrị anya mere ụmụ anyị ji na-adanye na nsogbu kwamgbe ha na-anwụsị. Ọ bụrụ na anyị na-achọ inwere onwe anyị, ọ ka dịkwa mkpa na ihe niile wụ ụkpụrụ nke nnwere onwe na-etinyechara ya aka nke ọma ka ihe niile wee gaa n'anya ya, ka anyị hapụ ịbụ ndị ga-ewu ụlọ n'elu aja, hapụ iwu n'elu nkume. N'ihi na anyị bụ ụmụ Chukwu, e nwere otu Chukwu jiri kee anyị bụ ndị pụrụ iche na mmadụ. Ọkwanụ m onwe m bụ onye hiwara otu a na-akpọ Eastern Youth Network. N'ihi na mbụ, site n'oge akwụkwọ nsọ, ihe ejiri mara anyị wụ ndị ọwụwa anyanwụ, ndị East. Ọ ihe ejiri mara anyị. Tupu abịa ruo mgbe o ruru, ndị ọwụwa anyanwụ ha abịa nwee aha, nke aha ha bụ Imo. Ihe eji mara ha wụ ndị nka na ụzụ, nke ndị bekee na-akpọ blacksmith. Anyị wụ ndị nka na ụzụ. Nka na ụzụ ahụ emekwana anyị ewere mara ọtụtụ ihe ndị dị n'ime ala bụ onyinye Chineke nyere anyị. N'ime ịchọpụta ihe ndị ahụ ka anyị jiri wee makwara mmụọ Chi nyere anyị dịka ndị bụ ndị. Ọ bụrụ na gị toru uche ana, ị ga-anụ akụkọ ala Igbo na anyị si agụneri maọbụ nri. GAD awụ mbido resi ala Igbo. Ihe a kpọrọ ya na mbụ n'akwụkwọ nsọ bụ Juda, kama ihe anyị nwa kpọrọ ya n'okwu Igbo anyị bụ Imo. Ọbịa bụ Juda ahụ akwụkwọ nsọ na-ekwu okwu ya bụ Imo. GAD wụkwa ọnụ usokwu ọzọ. Den ụmụ arụ, ndị arụ wụ ndị a na-akpọ ndị Levite na Baịbụl. The Levite, ndị na-ana n'ọta, ndị ahụ ọwụ oke n'ọrụ ha inye onyinye n'ihu mmụọ maọbụ n'ihu tempụl, maọbụ na agba anyị na chi nwere, maọbụ agba anyị na mmụọ nwere. Mgbe High Prince na-ekwu, ọwụ ọrụ ha bụ ndị were sacrifice aha wega n'ọta. Ọwụ ya asị oke a na-enye Chukwu ụmụ arụ nwe. Ọwụ ndị arụ, the Levite. Akọwala nge mba Igbo, agwala nge who are the Judas, who are the Levites in our mix as Igbo people. That is who we are. We are spread all over the world. Now let me tell you how it all started. It started from here. Judah did not travel. Judah retained in the land, but all his younger ones traveled, those to Enugu. So when the Middle East fell after Nebuchadnezzar's invasion, they began to return home when Jerusalem was conquered. That was how God returned and settled in Anambra area. Aguleri, Umuneri, all those Ingri in their names are all children of gods. Now, Imo did not live, which is Judah, and also Umuaharo did not live. They were here because they are the priests in the altar, assisting the princes in the sacrifice of the great gods, Amadioha, Ogugu, Eyiafo, and name them that we have. The community of the seven spirits that you hear in the churches they use in prayer houses emanated from Igbo land. The spirit that we have is a similitude of the masquerade dance that will spray all over Africa, because we are the same people. We acknowledge that our culture and our tradition all over the coast of Africa, that is who we are. Igbo is not just only the 5 eastern states in Nigeria. No, Igbo cut across the world. Igbo, we have Igbo tribe in the north. We have Igbo tribe in the west. We have Igbo tribe in the center. Igbo is all over the world, and that is why we are the ancient Israel. We did not descend from Israel. We are the Israel. And we move from here to the Middle East to build our Jerusalem. And that is why when that place is conquered, we return back. Though some are left in Israel of today, but mostly occupied by the northern Germans and sometimes people from Europe, because after the invasion by the Arab community led by Nebuchadnezzar and Jerusalem failed, everybody have to find his way. So the return of God after the fall of Jerusalem is the beginning of Eri. So I am not the seed of God. I am the seed of Judah, which is Imo. I am not the seed of Levi, which is the Aaron. Aaron today in Igbo land is the Levite you see in the Bible. Go and make your traces. So I am giving you our tradition, our origin, and our culture. In this Eastern Youth Movement to reconcile the environment, we call it Eastern Youth Network because it has to marry the interests of the existing language. It is unanimously agreed that a network must be established for the East. So we want to work with that network to ensure that the truth of who we are and the balanced interest of the environment is established as we try to usher in a new nation. A new nation must emerge. A new nation must emerge from the East. And that is why I call on the Eastern youth to say, let us come together and reconcile our tradition, reconcile our culture, reconcile our religion. If these three things can be reconciled, we can now better able establish a good constitution for all. And then before we now begin to move into the second stage, we are still at the stage of reconciliation. And we have 3 phases of our work to achieve the goal of the new nation in the East. Until these principles are put in place, we will not still have a nation that will be free of anarchy, a nation that will be free from disobedient to rule of law, a nation that will have the interests of all at heart. That is why today we are discussing on the memory of our God and our tradition for the peace of our wives and our children. You see, I am a son of a man, and my father was a son of a man, and that man that my father is the son to is also a son of a man. Have you tried to imagine tracing your genealogy down to your origin? Then you can know who you are. By the time we begin to understand this, we will now know who is who in the environment. So what are we trying to talk about today concerning our religion? Now, the white man bring the English language of Trinity. What we call Trinity in the translation of English man tongue is atonimotu. But the real Trinity of Igbo man is Ogugu. Ogugu means Trinity. That is what that deity we always see or people always ascribe to, or we only know more in Igbo land, means Trinity. That is what the Ogugu means. So if you are an Igbo man, you don't know Ogugu, then you have not begun. You are raised as an Igbo man. That is the God, the Trinity. And now, the English language brought in a statement of the gods, and our deities are the gods, which is small God, while there is a big God. Now, let us come to English. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit is three, which is they are gods. So to ascribe these three, they are gods, the gods of the heavens, or whatsoever means you want to call it. So what am I trying to say? Our people have been deceived by language. Now let us come home. When something is more than one, S is required. And when they said the gods, it's a community of people. It's a community of deities. It's not ascribed to one person. Neither is it ascribed to a lesser authority. No. And there is no small God. There is no big God. There is no God that is small. So you see, this is where English deceives us. This is where they make mistake. And we have to learn to grow out of that stupidity and come into reality. The second thing we will look into is the language of whom to worship. This one say, I believe in Jesus Christ, but we have been worshiping before Jesus Christ came. So how have we been doing it before Jesus Christ came? Can we go back to that way of worship before this whole thing of Christ come on board? Do you understand me? Now, take a lecture to yourself and said, is Jesus Christ the God before he came on earth? Or did he become God after he came on earth, that we don't know which one to call and which one not to call? I have studied religion and understand that Jesus Christ never said we should worship him, but he said every prayer we prayed must be through his name. And now we fail to do the right thing, and we are worshiping the Jesus Christ. And he never said we should worship him. If there will be a time that man will worship Jesus Christ, it is when he has been exalted and be crowned as a God and be given his own throne and dominion. Then mankind can worship him. But today, mankind is not ascribed to call him as a God, but rather as a reach to God. That is what he said. Whatsoever thing ye ask the Father in my name, that will the Father do. You see, he did not say you should ask him. Ask the Father in his name. But today, the churches have bastardized the whole process because of what? Political, religious affiliation. You see, religion is part of politics, and politics is part of religion. And without we begin to use what we worship as politics, then when we play, it means that we are playing politics with our lives. So how can we play politics with our tradition? How can we play politics with our culture? How can we play politics with our religion? These three things is who we are. And politics should not interfere in it. So politics should not be the authority of the land. This is one of those reconciliations that we are going to make. Let me use my community as an example. In Sirimo is the ancient Imo kingdom. Today, Sirimo has been divided into three. The strangers that came claims that they want to be independent, and they went to government and took a staff. When they come, they say, Omumba in Sirimo. Then the other one say, Ezunerim in Sirimo. And now, then the real Imo stool is there. And they said, the Imo stool should change name. I asked them, can the name of the land be changed because of political reason? They said no. Then what do you mean by Imo stool should change name? And now, these two other kings that we are giving political staff, parading themselves as king. Yes, they are political kings, but they cannot even speak to the land. None of them have even authority of the land. They don't even know the history of the land they are king over. You see what politics have done to my community? And now my community persons, okay, they have 3 kings, but at the local government, they have 1 councillor. 3, you see how stupid they are. You see how foolish a black man can be. Now, he is fighting for his own pocket, but with the language that they want to be free. Okay, and I ask a question. Among these 3 kings in the land, which one will obey to the land and the land will listen? And nobody answers. And the answer have not been given up to this moment. You see, this is what politics has done. It has destroyed my own community. And as it's happening in my community, the same way it's happening in so many communities. In the kingship, we know it's not a political stool. But today, the kingship have been classified in section. Like in River State, where we labor, they classify kingship in class. Could you imagine how stupid they are? Is a king to be, is kings are kings in class? This is not our tradition. It is not our culture. A king is a king. He does not have a class, whether second class or first class. That is stupidity. That's foolishness. That is a way of sharing money and a way of binding those who can speak. And when their criminals have spoken as kings, they say it's a first-class king. We have taken that one. Other kings are second, are floor members. That is rubbish. There's no country that moves forward in that nature. There's no environment that progresses in that nature. So these are the things we need to reconcile. Which one is the true king? Is it the first-class king or second-class king? If a class king is not the king, then dethrone him. What we need is a king. Not first class and second class and third class and rubbish, you call it. That is stupidity. Even in their education, their governors went to school, yet they don't know anything. They have professors, they don't know anything. They have read the whole book and got the whole degrees in the university, yet they are cowards to their own existence. A governor will come and he will insult the kings of the land, forgetting that he is just an administrator to the kings. He is a messenger of the king, and he will stand before them and insult them and condition them. What is the wrong thing to do? If the kings were to be kings, if the governor insult them, the next day the governor dead body will be brought out. That is how you know true kings, because they are all deities. You don't point at deity. If you point at a deity, that hand will shrink. But today, look at our kings. They enjoy luxury. That is what they want. They drive in Rolls-Royce cars, they're making proud of Rolls-Royce cars. That is what they know. They don't even know what is happening. When they go out there, they carry luba. What do I call luba? Money given to them as a kind of take home. And when they come back, nobody is like them. They are the richest and they are the happiest. That is what the British man want to accomplish. But that is not our culture. That is not our tradition. These are the areas we have to work on as youths. That is why the Eastern Youth Network have been constituted. Now, let me give you an instance. If we don't start from the head, we cannot get it right. So let us start from the head. Who is the king in your community? It is time to start asking questions. Then when we correct it, we will now tell the government what it used to be and how we want it to be. Because these kings cannot speak for you. These governors cannot speak for you. These senators cannot speak for you. The only thing that can speak for you is the gods of the land. Right now. That is the only savior you have, is the gods of the land. They are beginning to speak for you. They are beginning to work for you. And now you have to get up and say no to nonsense. Say no to stupidity. This is not how we live. A king who does not have the appropriate requirement of being a king should not be enthroned as a king. Any political king should be dethroned. This is the new nation. We will not continue in mess. We will not allow our children to continue in this mess, because if we don't get it right now, we will never get it right again. This is the time. The time is now. And it must be the youth, because our fathers has failed. They will tell you lies. I have interviewed so many kings. I have gone around to so many elders. I have talked to so many people. All they say is lies. And I have to begin to look at the gods of the land. And these are people that are telling us the truth. They don't know the land that they are governing. Tell me how they will libate and the land will listen. Tell me how the land will hear their prayers. Now, let me shock you with one principle in the Bible. It says, thou shalt not have any other God beside me. For I, the Lord thy God, I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers unto the fourth and fifth generation. Now, let me ask you a question of this parable, of this passage of the Bible. Does it mean there is another God above God that he said we should not worship? That particular passage of the Bible is talking about the God of your land. He is the one talking this. And what does it mean? You don't bring another power from any other place into your community where you stay. The power that exists there is what you need and nothing more. Bringing another power, you have brought another God, and that is what it means. The iniquity of that service will reach unto generations. This is what is killing us. We don't even know the Bible we read. This is where our mayhem comes from. We have gone out of our way to go and take external powers, to go and take external spirits, leaving our own. And when they come here, there will be clash of the titans, because the owner of the ground is the owner of the ground, and they will not allow any unholy thing to dwell therein. And this is why our children are dying. This is why there is bloodshed everywhere. There are many bloods. If we don't continue to correct this, let me tell you, we will lay a new nation in the east on a sandy soil that will crash tomorrow. How do we build our nation upon the rock? That when the wind blow and the storm come, it will stand the test of time. It is working it out upon the rock of salvation, which is our ancestral part, the pioneer part of the elders, which has to do with the gods of our land. Alehu, alehu. Alehu, alehu. Today, Israel you will fire missiles in Israel, and none, they tell you, is their iron dome. But we, as a spirit-oriented people, our own iron dome is we alehu ala. Aihu ala. Ito bomb la lehu lehu. Bomb ahagaghị ikwu. Aleji. Our own iron dome. So we will not leave our gift that God has given us and go for borrow. Our own iron dome is that any enemy that is coming to attack us, that thing that the enemy have in mind to do us will happen to the enemy. That is our own iron dome. As you fire the missile into our land, the gods will be directed by wind. That is our own iron dome. Because Allah Ejelia, Ndi Biafra, Ejenna La Biafra. What is the spiritual men doing? The Dibias. What we have now are talisman Dibias. Who go, or spiritual men, they are talisman Dibias, who go out there to go and borrow power. Our own is not talisman. We know the hangam, we know the tayam. We know the tie anything. It is the spirit that does the work. So let us come home. Kai huala. Unu oboru high prince laro. Kanyi huala. Kanyi jiala. Kahafila kwafu shop harumu okorobia. Kumu okorobia umeji walo ogwe mmeri. Umu agbala yu umu okorobia n'ime. Kila homo wele perform. Ayasu adi onye ọ ga-iri isi ya because ehuru ala ehu. Ndị ọbụla bụ ebe o ji tụrụ anyị. Ndị Igbo gbakọ ọnụ ka anyị huo ala nna. Anyị huo ala nna. Ndị iche agbashi ụkwụ n'ala ike ha anyị chụrụ anyị enwedi ya. Anyị agakwaghị inwe ọgbachi. But ma ya dị huo ala nna, ọ bụ ụtala enwe ọgbachi n'ihi na ndị iche gakwa na-ese la anya ejikerebeghị. La anya dịbeghị redi. Ịmana ọha ite aka. Agligbuchiwa people bụkwa mgbe o ji ahụ. Until mgbe generation nke gị ime ihe kwesịrị ime gị ime ya. Ha ịchọka ya abịa. A na-ewu ụlọ n'elu nkuma. Nkuma ndị ahụ na-ewu ụlọ jụrụ ajụ. La ọ bụ ya bụ ushi nkuku ụlọ. A foundation that is not laid upon the rock is laid upon the sandy soil. And what is the rock we need to lay the foundation of the new nation is the spirit of the land. That is upon the rock upon which we will build, and it cannot fall. Nigeria will fall today because Nigeria is built upon a sandy soil. It's not built upon the rock, and that is why Nigeria must collapse. It must go down. Regardless of what anybody thinks, Nigeria can never survive. Now, that is, will we want to build a nation that will not survive the test of time tomorrow? I don't think such nation is what we want. We want a nation that will survive the test of time, and we cannot accomplish that nation if we don't build it with the spirit of the land. Then it will be stronger. This is my message. These are part of those reconciliations. Now, this Bible is still the same thing, the same document we will use to do the reconciliation. There is nothing secret. The gods of our land is not the God of America. In fact, America is a bush cleared and make a nation. There is no gods there. The spirit that controls there come from here. But here is where they live. From here, they move all over the world. So you don't neglect them while you want to establish something here. That thing will have a problem. This is a message I want to share with you, my brothers and sisters. From the north, there is Igbo Northern tribe. This, I have been here before. You don't know who is speaking. I have been on this earth before. I was part of the ancient activity. And I know why I'm telling you this. I'm telling you the truth. I have lived here before. So, there are Igbos in the southern. We call them Southern Igbo tribe, the Northern Igbo tribe, the Western Igbo tribe. That is what make up the 5 fingers. We are scattered. We know our people. Even the time of slave trade, we know a number that left here. We know where they are. But in our independence, we will find them all. We will teach them our culture. We will teach them our tradition. We will perfect what they have so that they will know that truly what has been handed over to them from our forefathers is still the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you this evening. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, EYN.EYN or -EYN, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us and enjoy our teachings. Sometimes it's bored, but sometimes it carries information. If we want to give you the details the way it is, the page, you can't watch it all. So that's why we make it small, so that you can be able to follow us. But if we are having a conference, we will invite you to the conference so that you can hear more. If you have questions to ask us, what you want to know about the origin of Igbo man and the origin of Africa, how it all started, please send to us. Send your comment. Ask us any question. Ask me any question concerning the land, concerning the spirit, concerning Ogugu, concerning Amadioha, concerning the deities of heaven and waters. I will teach you from this Bible. They are here. They are not evil spirits. Neither are they demons. Angels doesn't fly. They don't have wings. Angels are human beings like me and you. If anybody tells that an angel has a wing, tell him he's a stupid man. No angel has the wings. They are all like us. They are human beings. Do you understand me? If you see anything that has a wing, they are demons. They are demons. No angel has a wings. Did Jesus Christ fly with wings when he was flying to heaven? He fly with wings. So why will he go up to meet people that have wings when he himself has no wings? You see how stupid the white man, they brought you demons in the name of angels. I know the angels. I know Salatel. I know Uriel. I know Michael. I know Gabriel. I know Agra. I know Ararita. I know Agus. So many of them. So many. I know them. Thousands of them. So I have not seen any with wings. These are the rubbish they taught us. These are rubbish they taught us. So let us begin to redirect the understanding of our children towards our culture and our tradition so that we can have peace. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.